My name is Dawn Wagner, and I'm here to discuss today the different options and some tips and tricks for the celebration of life offerings in the stationery packages from Personalized Art Gallery. First and foremost, I want to jump to the fact about our very fast delivery service. All orders that come in by noon central, I know a lot of you are East Coast, so that's 1 o'clock, ship the very same day. If you do have multiple products, we can even do split shipment. So if some things are more for a keepsake, but some you need, like in time for the service, like these pieces are, we can always, get to that right away and send another shipment later. So you can get items as early as the very next day AM. Now that's some expensive shipping, but our commitment is that we get those products out as long as there's not like an extra proof required or anything else, because proofing happens standard throughout the packages. You'll see exactly what you're getting, go through, so there should be no reason for delay. Now, I'll put a little asterisk here. If you know you've got your order in and you notice that it's maybe an hour or two after the deadline, obviously we have to have a daily deadline. We got to cross it out somewhere. Our system is automated, and so anything that comes in will automatically be put on the next day's job tickets to create. But it's certainly worth it for a call. Say maybe it's like a little later in the day on Thursday, you need it for the weekend. If it doesn't go out till Friday, that means expensive Saturday, that there's a surcharge for Saturday delivery. Give us a call. It'll be the phone number that you're going to see on the ordering website. In many cases, we can honor and get that shipment out, especially if it's only been like an hour or two past the deadline. But you've got to get us a call so we can pull it from the system, make sure we add it to that today's orders. So I just wanted to get that kind of out of the way. So now the 3 products that we're offering. First, we have the non-licensed double matted frame, and there's also the licensed double matted frame. The difference there, license is it's going to have a sports team in it, an NFL, a Major League Baseball, a popular college, but by far more people are using this one, and it comes with a signature package. Again, it's any family photo. It can be done portrait or landscape. There's some different openings in our products. They look similar to each other in the package, but I want to point out that this is a larger photo. It's an 8x10 opening. So as you can see, there's not as much matte around it as our shadow box that we'll discuss later. In our system, you can see in the sample photo, you can either have the option to add a decedent's name. You can also add, in loving memory text on the picture. You'll see there's like a little ribbon of a faint color to kind of make it just the name kind of jump out from the picture in the background. You'll have the option to convert that picture to a black and white. And again, either with the personalization of their name or without. So it's totally up to you, up to the family, how they want that customization. As you see in the picture, should be how you see it all in your arrangement rooms. So for the proofs, as I said, we ship lightning fast. What you see is what you get on our website. You're going to upload the picture. You're going to be able to zoom in, zoom out, all those kind of things right there. So we don't send you out a proof. Unless you tell us, and at the very end of checkout, and we'll go over that, it's like a little note, maybe you did have a problem getting the picture in, or maybe the top of the head's a little cut off. Unless you're telling us, hey, can you please modify this in the picture? Can you blur the background? Unless you're saying send me a proof, we're going to assume that it's exactly how you want it. It's going to go quickly into production so we can get it out to you immediately. So again, you can request that proof, but unless you do, we're going to assume that it's ready to go. As for the display, so for that day, as you can see in this picture, it's been removed from the frame. That's just the mat and the backing itself. When we ship it to you, the acrylic front of the piece actually should be already in place behind the mat. So you might get it and go, oh no, it's missing its acrylic front. We do that to kind of make it convenient for you. So you don't have to pop it out like this. You can just take it, framed and all, just put it on display, and it'll be all ready for people to sign. The intention is to sign the mat, but actually recently we heard a funeral home had them sign the acrylic front. With the ultra thin Sharpie that you see pictured here, you could actually do that on either one. So the look is kind of up to you what you want to do, but I think the original intention was to be signing that matte piece. Again, you can display it on an easel like you see here, or you can lay it flat, on a table or whatever. That's obviously up to you. Kind of put here in red, the pen is not included. There was a lot of debate about that when we first developed it. You certainly can recycle and reuse a pen on multiple surfaces. And if we sent one every time, that kind of didn't make sense. Especially on the paper mat here, they can use, you could technically use a ballpoint pen. You could use a pink pen. All kinds of different options for this. This truly is just basically signing on paper. So it can get a little bit more custom. They can truly do whatever they want. However, this ultra thin Sharpie, which gives you a finished look more like that thickness of a ballpoint pen, really seems to be a preferred look. So we highly recommend you're keeping ultra thin Sharpies in stock for this and other products. So as you know, this is a pilot program, and we've learned a couple things from doing this. First of all, sign your display. So I know that you guys are busy. This might seem like an obvious one, but we've heard from some directors that they either forgot or whatever, and the families are a little confused about what to do. You don't need to fill the entire board, but hey, grab a couple directors, staff members, and put little messages, put little your signature, and let them see on display what that looks like. Another thing that we've learned is these things are expensive to ship, and we know families don't always plan ahead. It can be very last minute when they provide you that photo, and you might need that picture for the very next day. Now, as I said, we get this out there, but that doesn't mean it's not going to cost potentially in excess of $100 to get it there really, really quickly. We're finding many homes realizing the value in pre-ordering a spare one for that purpose. Now, a little aside, trying to make these interesting. As you can see, I like my fun little graphics. And so when I typed in expensive shipping to kind of come up with a little graphic for my presentation, this was one of the first things that came up in the search terms. So anyway, when you're shopping for your family's SCI, you do not want expensive shipping, but apparently when you're shipping your tarantulas, you want to go ahead and get that expensive shipping. Cute little fun diversion public service announcement. So now in getting those spares that help save you, you can either go to our website, personalizedartgallery.com, in the directors tab, sample request, or you can type all that in. But essentially you're going to go to SpendSmart. You can type in our full company name, but boy, there's a lot to misspell. So simply type in PAG for Personalized Art Gallery, and you will see all the sample images that we have. Here I've kind of just circled on the screen. This is the double matte print. You can see there's the shadow box and all the others. Again, helpful to have a spare, so you just don't have to have the worry and the stress, or maybe something comes in and certainly can be damaged from UPS. Just spending, in this case, the $39 to have that kind of extra on hand really can save a lot of stress. And since I'm here and I have your attention, a lot of you who are running this program don't seem to know about our family support option and our Celebrate Life bundle. If you don't have that, this is where you can get samples as well. And you can call me, Dawn, for the training to set all this up for you. I'm going to say my phone number here now, so give you a second to get a pen. 216-269-0272, or call the number on your main screen and we can get you samples for other products as well. But you can order it here, but then you contact me and we'll kind of personalize it. We give you lots of freebies. And anyone who goes through the training, now if you went through this kind of counts if you're listening to my video right now. But if you go through specifically the Celebrate Life bundle training, we truly give directors free prints for life. So yes, those sports stadiums, those family trees, all those unique offerings can be your future Christmas gift, wedding gifts, whatever you need, birthday gifts. We help you out. We take care of our staff and directors. So kind of back to the presentation. So the other one was the double matte frame. So now we're in the shadow box. Now you can see conceptually similar, it has your basic frame around it, has a picture insert, but this one's smaller than the matte frame. It's only a 5x7 opening. And as you can see in the picture here, it has kind of little bumper edge. I've made jokes as I've done this. The good old Plinko game from The Price is Right. You can't really see it in the picture. You can see a little bit of a shadow, but there is a slit at the top that's like a little piggy bank. And the little hearts get signed. Now, obviously, and I put this picture together and I wasn't thinking, I didn't sign those hearts before I put them in there before the picture. Again, you're going to want to do that yourself. So, make sure you've got at least some heart signed and put in there. So that's the difference. So it looks like the other one, but you get to put these wooden hearts with little messages or individual names. They cascade around that bumper, around that picture. Again, it's a smaller 5x7 photo in there to make room for all these hearts. The frame itself holds about 100 hearts, and that's what you get with this. Just like the other one, you can do a color picture, a black and white. You can put the personalization or not. But something unique, and most people are submitting a portrait-oriented, that up and down photo, just like you would see an obituary, for the purposes of the service. But afterwards, you could put a favorite landscape photo. It kind of just doesn't work for the service because, again, that slit is at the top or the little slot for the hearts. So at least for the purpose of the service, this might sound a little too complicated, we've printed files sometimes twice, or families, you can tell them to add their own simple 5x7 photo later. For the purpose of the service, let's get a portrait-oriented photo for this. Tell them, but if they really have, like, say, a family portrait that they want to do, it can absolutely be turned before it's hung on the wall to put any kind of picture. The backing come off to remove the hearts and reposition the hearts. The backing of the little insert can be removed to change the picture out. So we make life easy on you, that we ship it with the picture just the way you want it to make everything, again, nice and convenient for you, but anything can be changed later on both this and the previous product we went over. So for the display, of course you can do it on an easel like this. Unlike the other one where you're going to lay it flat, you can't lay this one flat, obviously. It has to be propped up onto something so that people can get the effect of the hearts coming down. Just like the other one, there are no pens included with any of the products. And in this case, we really, really recommend the ultra thin Sharpie because other kinds of markers can kind of bleed into that unfinished wood. So you don't want your words to have that feathering effect, or you don't want the tip to be too large and too thick that the names are kind of unclear. So again, we've learned some important lessons with doing this product as well. Again, sign it, unlike the picture that I have here where I didn't sign the hearts before I snapped a photo of it, not thinking. So make sure that you've got, now again, I don't think you need to fill the whole thing, and having some spare hearts is important. But at least get some signatures on some of those so that the families can understand that that's kind of the purpose of that product. Oh, and I guess I want to stay here. You have another Shadowbox product from Keith Merrick. Some people, and I think it's the minority, have mixed up our hearts with that other product. Okay, the hearts go with this very specific one, as you see here, with a slot at the top. Kind of confused that they think hearts should come with the other one. Again, we're Personalized Art Gallery. The hearts come with this very specific product. Again, we're going to avoid that expensive shipping by ordering a spare, back, just like we kind of went to before. Here for, in SpendSmart, PAG, you can order one there as well. And that's really going to help out, again, for those last minute delays. We are highly recommending that. Now, something else that's interesting, I actually like my pictures, my little heart thief. People are telling us that hearts are kind of coming up missing. That even though we give enough hearts to fill the shadow box, whether it's children or adults or whatever, taking little keepsakes or falling on the floor, I don't know what's happening, but we are hearing that hearts are missing. Or say it's a really large service, maybe they have filled the shadow box, but there's more people who come to visit and they want them to have the experience, and maybe those hearts will be kept in like a cute little keepsake box. So the next time you order, we will send a free set by request. So we haven't gotten there yet, but at checkout, there's a little box. You can send a little message, so you can put it there. Each location, we're going to give one set of 100 hearts absolutely free at no charge, just to kind of have those spare there. We don't want to ship them separately and charge a bunch of shipping. So, we'd like to get them out with your next order. And again, you can just order them with the original order. But if you need spares more than what we give you, and we've had services request 600 to 800 additional hearts, depending on what they're anticipating the size of the service is, you can just go ahead, add them to the contract. I'm sorry. You don't have to add them to the contract. You just go ahead and add them to an order, and we will make adjustments to that purchase order for you. Not the contract. I'm sorry, I know that's a very specific term. we will make price adjustments to the PO to charge you an additional $4.50 for each bag of hearts. If you want to charge the family, that's fine. And if you have that PO already that you're charging the family some extra hearts, that's fine. You can certainly add that to the order, but we can make an adjustment to the PO for the shadow box for a price adjustment. If you're confused by what I said, just call me. I'm Dawn, 216-269-0272. I think you're going to understand what I'm talking about, though. Now, technically, we had this in the presentation. Corporate had kind of said, I don't know if we want to do that. But realistically, we want to take care of families. If you've planned ahead and in plenty of time and you get those spares from us, that is the ideal way to do it. We don't mark them up. It really is more of a service to make sure you have them. But if you're desperate, you can get spares from Amazon. And I noticed that you really can get them next day in many cases. Some people are also asking, in addition to hearts, maybe circles or maybe a leaf shape as an option. So Amazon is not the first choice or ideal option, but it is an option if you're really stuck. Always give us a call, but Amazon or your local hobby store is a much better option than paying $30 to overnight a set of hearts if you didn't plan ahead. So plan ahead. Our next option is the acrylic signature board. We have two finishing options for it, one with a frame, one you'll see here in a second, with a special floating mount. The acrylic board itself is exactly the same. It's just how you finish it or mount it to the wall that changes. This comes with your higher end packages. The picture that you see, now this is different. The reason you can order extras of the other ones is that it's simply like a little picture frame that you can stick that 8x10 or that 5x7 in there and swap it out. This is printed to the acrylic frame. So you really kind of want to make sure you've got a good picture on this one, that it is high enough quality, that it's what they like and how they like it with the right coloring and everything. Because if we ship this out and we don't have time to get you another one, you're kind of stuck. There is no swapping out the photo last minute for another one. It is printed directly to the acrylic. As such, it's a very impressive piece, but be mindful that there's not as much play here. If it's getting really last minute before the service, you may want to warn families or even say, look, we may need to substitute this to something else if there's any issues. Again, we're going to get it shipped same day for you if it's in by noon central, but we've just had some options. And again, you got to be really careful also with proofing the spelling. We had one order where, director spelled it wrong. Hey, we're all human. It can happen. I certainly can do it myself, but it's really difficult to try to fix something when this is the original piece they're going to sign at the service. So you just kind of need to be a smidge more careful with this one. Just a lot more difficult to fix after the fact. Again, like the other ones, you can design it in color or black and white. You can do portrait or landscape orientation. But what's kind of special here, so say maybe you have a photo that maybe they want more room for signatures and they want it to be more a 5x7 or even smaller. This really is a digital way to produce. So you basically shrink or grow that picture to fit on the page exactly what you want. You could technically put the picture in the lower left corner just above the text. You can center the text. We're going to print it the way it shows on the display. So you just have some flexibility with the size of you can make the size of the picture bigger if it was quality enough. But so you have a little bit more flexibility with it. For the display, you can remove it from the frame, put it on an easel flat on the table. This is all very similar to the other ones. Again, the pen is not included. Any permanent marker works well on this service or on this surface, and metallic pens do add kind of a nice touch. Here's kind of showing on display before the signatures. I do think sometimes in the pictures it's hard for families to see that it is truly clear throughout, and those signatures have that really neat floating look, and you can kind of see that here. This is the cleat mount option, also without a picture. So just to kind of showing that there's a different, they look really chocolate brown in the picture, but they're the same kind of, it's called espresso. It's a deep brownish black. The lighting here made this look a lot lighter than it is. And again, you should have a sample. It's the same color as the sample frames that you have. Again, same personalization as I was just saying. You can do the 8x10, you can do different sizes. just kind of showing a different mounting. And those little pictures at the bottom that is our Rustic Trio from our Celebrate Life bundle package family support option. Just kind of showing you that as a little bonus thing. So things we've learned about this product. So as I said before, so there really is no backup option for this product. You know, you can't have a spare in the background. It's just not going to work unless it has no personalization. And a good quality picture is much more of a big deal. When you go through the ordering system, you'll see it kind of warns you of the print resolution as you're uploading it to the system. And here, if you upload a bad one and you later decide, because a lot of directors, I'll call them and they'll go, that's all we have, go for it. At least then if they get it and we've printed it on a piece of paper and they go, ooh, yeah, this is really not good, you can swap it out with any other 5x7 or 8x10. Again, this is what you see is what you get. It's printed on there. So, you know, try to make sure you can get the best quality picture possible. So that's all I've got here for covering the basics. We'll be doing video 2 here in a second of exactly how to order. But this is going over everything. I really appreciate all the time you've taken today. Make sure that you watch video 2 on exactly how to order the product. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.